It has been a hot minute since I've streamed, so I've completely forgotten how all my controls work. Hello everybody, hello, I'm still alive, I'm still around. What a year, right? 2020. Certainly a lot of ups and downs, and I suppose just streaming has not been priority. I can't believe how fast this year has just gone by so quickly. June went like that. I feel like it's still the start of the year because of just how insane things have been. I feel like I haven't actually started 2020 properly, if you know what I mean, and in a hot minute it's gonna be December and I'm gonna be like, wow, what? I don't know if I can mentally prepare myself for the beginning of a new financial year. I can't get into the right headspace that I've got new objectives to complete for the next 12 months. So this is a test stream, one of my infamous test streams. Like every single time I just stop streaming for a month or two, I come back and we have a test stream just so we can check everything's not 100% broken. I decided to kind of just box off my little areas here, so I've got a clear space on this side of the screen where I can do art, whether that's on my iPad. So yeah, new layout. I'm using my webcam this evening as well because I don't know, I thought first time back I'm not gonna bother dressing up too much or whatnot, which is why it's a pajama party tonight. I've got chat on the screen too because I feel like I interact with you guys a lot when we are doing drawing challenges. One of the things I made sure I did during April on my month off was just worked on some little bits of setups here and there and kind of prepare myself to come back to stream or to work on my projects. COVID is a brick wall in front of a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that life can't go on. So one of the big things that I've worked on recently is did a tarot reading diploma. So full disclaimer, which is where I was kind of getting to with my little speech here, is that I actually just started learning about tarot reading in about February, March. So I am a beginner to it, wanting to stream live so I can actually give people readings because I find it so much fun and really enlightening. Hoping over the next couple of streams I can show you. Oh, Fox! Thank you! Look, that's gonna go right into my tarot addiction fund, yeah. A little bit nerve-wracking to finally be doing some readings for people and not just readings for myself, but this is the only way I'm going to learn properly and practice. Extra Randy, would you like to pick one of these 3 piles for me? 1, 2, or 3? Ever done a festival or anything like that? Okay, I've got a bunch of oracle decks and stuff I want to try out too. So these are all very, very new to me. So we'll see how we go. I'm going to be a bit slow as well to begin with, but practice makes perfect. So when I suddenly decided in February that I was going to start learning how to read tarot, I thought at the same time a really good way to learn the cards and all the meanings would be to start my own tarot deck. So I have sketched out the full 78 cards of the tarot deck, but I haven't actually made much more progress other than that to finish colouring all the designs in, which is probably a good thing because I think I need a full 12 months under my belt to actually fully let those card meanings sink in so I can actually really collate and properly develop a good tarot deck. But I'm just going to do one more for you here and then I'll get onto your reading, Extra Randy. Alright, let's see what the cards have to say for a general health reading for you, Extra Randy. First card we have here on the left here is the Queen of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and 4 of Swords. Queen of Wands is a personality type, is a confident character, right? She's very independent. I feel like there's a bit of confidence here or positivity towards the future. I don't know if you're having health problems right now and I can't comment too much on it, but I feel like there's positivity, which can be connected to the Wheel of Fortune card. So the Wheel of Fortune card is all about destinies and fate, how that there are ups and downs in lives and that what goes around must come around. So it can be a card of extreme fortune and good luck, but it can also be a card of an onset of a little bit of a difficult time ahead of you. We don't know what the future can hold. We can't really predict the future, right? Because the cards won't tell you the future, but they do point out to us that we should be aware there can be surprises, whether good or bad. I feel like the confidence here is to keep positive and remain positive for what the future may bring. Sword suitors, element of air, it's all about your mental thoughts and your intellect. And the Four of Swords, if you can see this cute little kitty cat here, he is having a chill time here. He's resting. So the Four of Swords is about being tired and exhausted, and you need some sort of break or rest. So depending on what's going on with you right now, Extra Randy, I feel like there's positivity towards the future, but that being said, you need to actually take some time, take care of yourself, maybe put a little bit of a pause or halt on things that might be exerting you too much, really focusing in on what your current health goals are, what your concerns are, taking a step back to put a pause and look after yourself a bit more. I'm gonna see what these oracle cards have to say now. Drawn 2 skull cards. Ooh, how spoopy. So the underworld card, where all things pause and begin again. So I feel this really connecting quite strongly with the Four of Swords there, where it's taking a second to just pause, evaluate where you're at and what you need to do in terms of your health goals, to take a break, take a rest, to slow down. Skull of Light is illumination. As I was saying before, although we're not sure exactly what the future may bring, undertaking these events, getting tarot readings or meditating or self-reflecting will help us envision or manifest what we may want the future to be, and taking steps to evaluate where our life is at right now can really help us kind of set a plan for the future. Maintain your childlike spirit. So I see this connecting quite strongly with the Queen of Wands, where there's a sense of imagination, creativity there, positive, almost like a naivety about what the future may bring. But it's about remembering to have fun in darker times. I just see the eyes emote from Fox. Yes, that's exactly why I uploaded that emote, so we could just eyes emoji at all these readings. So the text says, love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. I'm quite drawn to the fact that this says love helps heal past hurts. So again, not knowing your complete health situation at the moment and what you might have gone through in the past or what you might be facing in the near or distant future about your health concerns, I feel like that element of love and loving yourself or having those around you that support and love you through a time, especially if you're looking at going into something like surgery or undertaking some sort of medical treatment, it's important to have the support around you, faith in yourself, spending time with a soul companion. In my home, in my household, my pets are a huge part of my life. They're basically my little fur babies and I love them a lot. So I think I can resonate with the card in that sense, but it's saying spend time with your pet or in the company of any animal to realize the same light that flows through you flows through all living creatures. The cards are telling you to be positive about the future. They're telling you to take care of yourself, to pause for a second, and if you haven't yet been looking into health concerns or going to a doctor, to actually take the time out to go and seek professional advice and assistance here if there is a matter that is concerning you. You can't put it off forever. And yeah, to remember to have support around you and love for yourself while giving yourself time to heal. Identify with a lion. A man can lose everything, but he should never lose his pride. And that's that kind of like inner strength and courage, right? Because it can be scary thinking that there might be something wrong with you or that you're sick, you know? It's a beautiful card. This deck is really beautiful. I just haven't had a chance to really like sit with it yet and go through each card. My cat is climbing in the boxes behind me. He does this every day. There's like 3 boxes behind me and he pulls them all out. And he's just going to keep climbing in and out of them. He's so annoying. Oh my gosh, Bengals. They're crazy, but I love them so much. I have 4 cats as well, for any of you who don't know me yet. I am a crazy cat lady and I've got them tattooed on me too. Thus, me having this deck as well. So, take you through some of these cards. I haven't like undertaken even for myself more than a 3 or 4 card reading. If I do a reading for this week, I make sure that I draw some sort of conclusions out of the cards. One or two kind of objectives, what I think the cards kind of want me to focus on for the week ahead, and then at the end of the week, I reflect and see, and in that week, did I actually focus on something? Did I look for the appropriate signs? Crazy cat lady guy. I'm really sorry. They haven't seen me stream for a long time, and because I'm talking, like, they think I'm talking to them. This is the deck I'm currently working with, one I'm learning the Rider-Waite system on. And then hopefully when I get my head around this, I'm going to endeavour to explore a couple of other decks which I've already gone and bought. This one's so cute. Of course, I looked up what cat-themed decks exist out there. And there's some really cute ones, not gonna lie, but I had to have this one. Just these kind of cards where it reminds me of one of my cat Snickers, and he looks so grumpy. It's just too sweet, so I know it may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I love it. And they're really colourful too. And I love this death card in this deck, right? They're on a stage, so life's a play, right? And everyone has their role, and eventually, you know, your role finishes, but the show must go on. And I really resonate with that kind of interpretation of the death cards, so I think that's really cute. And I got the bag to go with it. This is the Baroque Bohemian Cat's Tarot by Barber Studios, and I feel so fortunate to have it in my collection as well. The Oracle decks, I'll take you through the ones I used in your reading as well if you're interested. This here is a mixture of two Oracle decks. One is the Halloween Tarot, and the other, the Magic of You Oracle, by different artists, by different authors, but combining the two, making it a 60-card oracle is like perfect. I've trimmed them down. So these are the two decks here combined. So you can see there they've got two different fonts because I've combined them, but they're really relatively the same thematically. So I thought they looked really pretty together. That's my little bit of a spoopy oracle deck there with the Magic of You Oracle and Halloween Oracle. But they're really nice. They're not actually that creepy. I mean, I know, for example, in Extra Randy's reading there, we had two skull cards, but they're not scary cards. The other two oracle decks that I've been working with a lot as well, because I really resonate with the artwork because it's so rainbow, is the Nature's Whispers Oracle by Angela Hartfield, I believe it is. You can see there, just like, look at those colors. This artist is amazing. Like, I wish I could do art like this. It's just, she includes so many sparkles, and so many of her cards are just like holographic-y, rainbow. And the detail, I think, is just beautiful. I think this is one of the things I'm struggling with when designing my own tarot deck, is just how detailed do I make the cards, because they need to be quite strong and bold graphically. Then I'm also the kind of person who's drawn to doing quite detailed work like this. The card, yeah, the card drops out, it's significant, yeah. Like what happened just then, so I'm gonna put that card down for you, Fox. Jamie, thank you so much for the follow. That's really kind of you, I appreciate it. You're a beautiful being. I hope your day's been going well. Okay. Alright, here we go, Fox. So I've just started out with 3 cards because, again, I'm a beginner and still learning, and I feel like that's all I can manage for now. The question was, what is the biggest influence on my life right now? So let's see what they have to say. Such a cute channel though. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Thank you. This is my test stream because I haven't streamed in a couple of months and I'm just kind of like getting back into it. So I'm both excited and a little bit nervous to be back on camera. Three of Wands card is the first one, Ace of Swords and Knight of Swords. Three of Wands being a part of the Wand suit is very much within the element of fire. So fire relates to passion, creative. So the Three of Wands stage is really like you might be starting a new project, thinking about a new project, putting yourself out there to the world, and it's really the beginning stages of something new for you. Maybe you put your portfolio somewhere, you send off a couple of resumes if you're looking for a job, for example. So it's really, you've got something new and you're starting to actually put it out there. It's also a card of delegation, so you might have already done a little bit of hard work and now you're looking to others to assist you grow whatever it is you're working on. Ace of Swords being part of the sword suits is very much about your mental intellect, right? So it's all about your thoughts, logical kind of steps forward, sharp and quick wit. So Ace of Swords, because it's the ace card, the first card in a suit, is that first spark of an idea, of inspiration, of some sort of solution that you're working with here. And Knight of Swords, again, within the sword suit, so you got two swords cards with a wands card. Really good signs, right? This is quite like an uplifting sort of reading so far. So Knight of Swords, you can see him, he's raging on his horsey there, he's going at it, he's looking really determined, right? Actually, the horse seems a little bit scared of him. So the Knight of Swords is usually associated with some sort of fast movement. Something is happening here quickly. The Knight of Swords is also the kind of person you want on your side. They're going to really stick up for you. They're going to like logically assess a situation and back you up. Sign of communication as well. So I feel like in this reading, this is you going for it. You've got some sort of idea project and you're determined here with some sort of speed to get fruition to it. Jamie, thanks for redeeming a reading. That's so exciting. It's like 3 readings I get to do tonight. It's just so much fun. Alright, so we've got clear out the old and amplify your positive emotions. I really like cards like this because I feel like there's a lot of negativity in the world right now, and that just any opportunity just to think about the brighter side of life is a great thing right now. So you can see this little fairy here is in the pond, and they've taken the first steps. From their first steps, the ripples here and the waves are compounding. So yeah, readings, man, boo. So I think it's important because there's a lot of like fresh energy here at the start of something new, that if you keep at it, that the result can grow and amplify, and that you have that positivity looking towards the future, that you can make that happen. Clear out the old. If there is focus on something new here, that being said, like I do think it's important to rely on our past experiences because that's how we learn from previous mistakes and projects, but maybe try to take a new approach to whatever it is that you're working on here, clearing out the old. So if there's some sort of like obsolete process or something there that's holding you back from your past, it might be time to let that go and find a new way to move forward. A general reading there, that's cool. So in this card here, the little girl is into a story by the rabbit. So this is a card of learning, taking a moment to actually listen. So maybe there's advice or people around you guiding you. So remember to listen to what others are having to say. But yeah, it's also definitely about making sure you're taking the steps forward to develop yourself. Education and learning. Last card here for you. I feel like you have a lot of enthusiasm and positive energy here, but something is definitely holding you back. And that's why readings like this are so good, because they really help us self-reflect. Something here, and it might be maybe a little bit of self-doubt and lack of confidence. Maybe you feel like you haven't learned enough or got the skills. Something from the past, maybe somebody's told you something like you're not good enough to take the step forward. And this lack of confidence is holding you back a little bit, because you can't actually get your ideas out there to the world because of this self-doubt. I need to summarize that better. I'm so sorry, Fox. I'm hoping that's resonating a little bit. Definitely focus on the positive, let go a little bit of the past, so you can be this headstrong figure, and that confidence in yourself, in your own intellect, in your own abilities, and your own experiences, and your own understanding that you know here that you have. You can actually take this idea to fruition. It is very interesting. Quite a lot of what you said related to this week, especially yesterday. Think about the readings for a couple of hours after I've done them, and then I start to draw new conclusions. So I think at the point of time, because I'm new, I'm still working on those connections, and that I need time for it to sit with me a little bit longer, really fully understand what they were trying to tell me. But over time, I'm sure I'll faster at that kind of like conscious kind of understanding of them. I'm a slow shuffler, give me a second. Jamie, did you want to pick a pile that resonates with you here? Pile 1, 2, or 3? Number 3. Here's hoping I shuffled those cards enough for Jamie. Streaming a little bit on YouTube, but a little shy. What kind of content do you create, Jamie? So I accidentally in that deck had one mixed in oracle card, and that's the card I pulled for you. Oh, spooky, I get the chills. Advice with your YouTube channel. The Queen of Swords is someone who's a very, very strong leader, right? She's very honest and open, and the sword suit is quite tied in with kind of communication and messages. So the Queen of Swords here is about, she's someone who can speak confidently and clearly. I feel like this might resonate with you a little bit because it could be a sign here to have that confidence to really put yourself out there with YouTube. You have to be able to speak to an audience concisely and clearly and have a proper like meaning and message behind your videos. She's brave enough to be honest as well. So if you're doing like lifestyle type of videos, really show your audience who you are and be honest about your life instead of, you know, sometimes with social media we can be wrapped up in showing that kind of perfect image and it's not really who we are. So your audience is going to love you for who you are, so show the real you. Maybe you can do what I do and put little googly eyes in your camera. I mean, I don't have proper googly eyes, but I do have here, right? Little eyes. Yeah, we're all about the eyes emoji here. So the Ten of Pentacles card is kind of the fruition or the completion to the Pentacles suite. So it's all about you. You might have a lot of materials, a lot of resources, a lot of money. You might have done a lot of things in your life, but sometimes money isn't always the answer and you might be missing out on some of the other magical aspects of life. So if we see here, here's his little kitty cat. He's got his coin there, but he's looking quite grumpy because what else is through this gate is these other two cats here having this kind of like this connection, this love moment, right? So this card is a pretty good reminder of you, like, yeah, things are going well for you, but you know, there's more to life than just gaining that kind of like monetary income or revenue back. So I think a real big focus for you, your YouTube channel, is just remember to keep the content pure to yourself, and the stats and the numbers are important, and obviously you want to hit that revenue mark, but I think there's more to it, and it should more to you and your life and your confidence than just focusing on what sort of return you might get from it. Knight of Swords, fast-paced, driven, very confident, kind of almost aggressive knight on his horse here. So again, it's a card of being connected to like communication and messages, so giving quick messages to people. So obviously make sure you keep on top of your videos. If you set yourself a routine, which they always tell us, right, that routines and schedules are important to growing an audience, you should try and stick to it and stick to making sure your content is of quality, but you also get it out on time. Some way you can streamline your process, right? Because the sword suit is very much about being smart about how you approach problems, right? And if you can think of a way to streamline your kind of setup, how fast you edit and make it easy for you, you're going to be able to get that kind of your messages out and your videos to your audience a lot quicker. I feel like we're a little bit connected here, Jamie, because I got these same two cards this week for myself too. Wise seeing, wise action, and epiphany, reveal your gift. Kind of comes back to what I was saying about being smart about the way you're filming videos, your setup to make it easy so there's no thing stopping you from moving forward with uploading videos or editing. So taking wise steps. And epiphany, reveal your gifts. So really it comes back down to that confidence here. If you've got a message and you've got content that you feel is worthwhile sharing to the world, you should go ahead and do it, because there is nobody as unique as you, pointing you towards continuing on with this project. Look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. So you might be dealing with some of those kind of confidence issues at the moment, being shy, but I just like to point out, you've taken the first steps to starting your YouTube channel. You've started in the last month, and that in itself is a huge step forward in terms of like, you've already got some sort of courage there to begin, right? So I keep remembering that you are strong. Reveal your gifts. Yes, you're a gift to your audience. And I'll read out this passage from the guidebooks here for you. So, you and your soul are looking at the same thing but are seeing it differently. Your emotions and reactions are a combination of your thoughts and your soul's thoughts. And when they don't align, you feel wobbly. Variance is a way of explaining the wobble. Are you a little bit wobbly right now, Jamie? Wobbles. But confident wobbles, yes? We've got confident wobbles happening here. Icelandic boy, do you want to pick a pile that resonates with you? 1, 2, or 3? This is a general reading for Icelandic boy on his life, work and design. General reading for you. What's in store? Some pretty good energies here. 10 of Cups is the completion to the cup cycle. So it is a card of great happiness. There's joy here. It's a feeling of success. You can see in this card here, there's a rainbow, there's cats, they're together, they're feeling very fulfilled, a lot of joy. So this is a positive sign, I think. It's just great. I love all the positivity tonight, considering everyone we're facing at the moment in all our individual lives, but again, collectively around the world. So I see some good positivity in the future for you. The 6 of Wands is about receiving recognition for your work. You're actually being recognized. There's some sort of success there. Other people are noticing what you do. The Page of Swords is a really inquisitive kind of character. So maybe it's pointing towards that you're asking lots of questions about kind of your projects at the moment, to the people around you. I think just the fact that you were sharing your portfolio in my Discord the other day is a good sign that you're really putting yourself out there and looking for some sort of feedback about what you're doing. Page of Swords is also a sign of messages that'll come in the form of some sort of like a verbal message, maybe a phone call. Maybe someone's gonna actually contact you and call you and give you some sort of praise. But overall, very positive signs here so far. Wow, this Wise Owl card has popped up again this evening. So wise seeing, wise action. Very much aligned with taking logical steps forward. A lot of Swords energy tonight about thinking our way through things and planning things, and not much kind of like spontaneity, which I find is very intuition card as well. So I feel like when this card gets drawn in a reading, really a good sign, because you're here right now at this moment asking for a tarot reading. So in of itself, you're opening your kind of your world to new messages and new meanings from people that you may not have necessarily thought about before. I think this is a positive sign that you're reaching out to me. You see this figure in a tower, and she's surrounded by all these growing towers. So there's a lot of growth here and expanding. And as you're developing, working on things, they're growing with you. So it's a really positive sign of growth in the future. And I think it very much fits in with the fact that you will be receiving some sort of praise for your work. Ideal course of action and wise seeing owl and wise action is very much aligned to the Swords suit, where you're thinking about your steps forward and making sure that you're approaching them in some sort of logical manner. But if you do have an idea in mind, it's to follow that path forward, and that you should look to your inner strength, and you're stronger than you realize, Icelandic boy. So you are definitely a hard worker, and that there's a lot of positive signs here that there's some sort of reward or success coming out of your hard work, getting recognition. And I feel also that if you look within yourself and find your own courage and really rely on that intuition and gut feelings, well, it's going to help propel you. Definitely try and approach your days looking for signs from the universe. And they can come in all sorts of different ways, but the more attuned you are to like actually picking up on those kind of signs, the better you are going to be at noticing them when they do come your way. 2, be working so hard, but you're kind of making the most of a negative situation. Everybody's really using this opportunity to develop themselves, to learn something new, to start a new project, find additional confidence in themselves. And I think that's really, really amazing. Diamond! Yay, you're here! Cool. That's okay. That's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's all good. I'm up to your reading now. So do you want to pick a pile? 1, 2, or 3? 3. Awesome. Hopefully we can get some sort of positivity for you here, Studson. Your question was, why did he dump me? Hopefully the cards have something useful here to say. So Diamond Studson, the Hermit card, in this context does make a lot of sense, considering you're now alone. There are benefits to being alone. There's loneliness, but not being lonely. So the Hermit card here it could be a good symbol of the fact that it's a chance for you to really reflect within yourself, develop yourself further because you are alone. And again, this is not by choice in your case. There are positives. So period of solitude and stillness for you at this point of time really lets you review where you've been and where you might be going in the future. It's an opportunity for you to actually figure out what you want from a life partner, right? Especially if you have high hopes at the beginning of a relationship, you might have those blinkers on, you can't see the signs. Strength. So the strength card here is about that inner courage. The strength doesn't come from how strong you are, like how much like you lift at the gym, right? The strength is from the heart. So you're hurting real bad right now, but this is also where your strength comes from. And so looking within yourself, a period of self-reflection to find your inner strength. So a time of stillness here is definitely an opportunity for you to heal and to find peace within your world again. And we've drawn the Maximus card again, which again, I'm getting a lot of duplicates tonight. So very, very interesting. And it's like Jamie said earlier, I think there's a lot of interconnected energies happening here this evening. But this card is all about how can you connect with others? How can you help others? How can you have a life with others if you're not feeling confident within yourself, right? So how can you feed others when your own table is empty? So there's definitely a sign here that you need to work on yourself first. So the Magician card is, bring it up so you can see it, is a really positive card, right? This you can see this kitty cat here. He's pointing his wand up and he's looking really determined. On his table, he's got all the tools around him that he needs. It's actually, each of the tools that he has is one of the tools from the suit of all the 4 suits that are in the tarot deck. So you've got the swords, pentacles, cups, and the wands. But it really symbolizes that he has all the tools at hand to really manifest into creation what he desires, which is resonating with these couple of other cards here about growth and breakthrough. This could be a positive for you. This period of being alone is an opportunity for you to really break through and manifest into being your own thoughts and desires here, or focusing on a different sort of project. There's a lot of power to the Magician, and it also speaks about commitment. Now keep in mind the more negative side of this card could be some sort of manipulative power there, so kind of like performing tricks that aren't real magic. So you definitely don't want to be swept up into some sort of manipulation, especially from another individual, whether that was the person who just dumped you or not. And remember how I was kind of saying a little bit before that in a honeymoon period of a new relationship, you have those blinkers on and you can't see the warning signs. This could be calling that out a little bit, that somebody who's all glitz and glamour may not actually turn out to be all that. Then I really feel like this Renewal of Peace card is a big sign to you, Diamond Studson, that and to not go down that manipulation path and that kind of like aggressive negativity or toxicity. I think you've got to find your inner strength within yourself and focus on the growth and development of yourself rather than this other path of wanting some sort of revenge, because that can be a quick fix to a solution, or it might be some sort of short-term gain, but it's not going to help you in the long run. And I feel like there's a lot of introspective work that you can be doing for yourself that is going to bring a lot of positivity. A lot of the times, the actions other people take is because they're dealing with their own fears or jealousies, their own kind of sins per se. Like they're projecting their own judgments and biases on others. And now everybody has a different view of you, right? Like you're not the same person in everybody else's eyes. So simple pleasures, watching a movie, playing a game that you like, eating some nice food, grabbing yourself a cake. Cake's always good. I'm really enjoying like the variety of questions that I've got so far this evening. Golden Universal Tarot. Ah, yes, yes. Out of my collection so far, a lot of my decks seem to have like a Victorian kind of medieval or like old worldy feel. So I can see how that one would fit in my collection quite nicely. Some people are really drawn to like modern style decks. Ah, the Crow Tarot. Yeah, yeah. That artist also has like a cat deck out as well, but I settled on this as my core cat deck. It's my favorite one out of all the ones I've seen. I have 4 cats. That's the reason why I'm using a cat tarot deck. Alright, take care, friends. And I shall talk to you all again, hopefully sometime soon. Much eyes emoji. Bye.